Alright, what's up everyone? My name is Ascari Navarro. I am the Drama King, where life is drama, drama is life. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about a very, very popular but one one TV series that has created not just a generation, but it's a show that changed with the times. A sister series of the successful hit show Dallas, and it would end up becoming not just one of the longest lasting shows, but it would definitely generate an impact of both the 1980s all the way to the early 1990s. And I'm talking about Knots Landing. Alright, enough of that. Let's get into the basis of it. Airing in December of 1979 at CBS, Knots Landing would first appear on the screens, and it was based on four couples: Sid and Karen Fairgate, which were the strong couple, which would be played by Don Murray and Michelle Lee; Laura and Richard Avery, which would be played by John Plachette and Constance McCashin; and Ginger and Kenny Ward, which would be by Kim Langford and James Houghton; and last but not least, Val and Gary Ewing, which would be played by Joan Van Ark and Ted Shackelford. As in the early years of Dallas, they were Gary and Val, or full name Valine, were the parents of Lucy Ewing. As Gary was considered the least favorite son and basically the black sheep of the Ewing family, Gary would become a father as a teen. Gary and Val became teenage parents, and they would end up having young Lucy, in which one JR would take away from them and hand it over to Miss Ellie and Jock. But around late 1979, during the third season, counting the miniseries as the first, in my opinion. But anyway, it would end up marking a new beginning, in which one, in the first episode, the ever-beloved Bobby Ewing would help start a new era, a new saga, in which it would change everything. And in this show, I'm going to talk about four different eras. The first one, I'm going to talk about Community Spirit era, which I would say around season 1 to 3. And then part 2, from season 4 to 7, it will be CG Dunn to Lotus Point. And season 8 to 10, it would be Poor Jill and Goodbye Abby. And then in the last part, from season 11 to season 14, we will talk about the final years and the finale. In which one, I'm going to talk about it in 4 different parts, so bear with me on this. Around the first 3 seasons, I would call it everyone would call it the Community Spirit era. In which one, it would first talk about the affairs of the neighborhood, or the cul-de-sac. And it would revolve around 4 couples, as I said earlier. In which one, there would be four very important ones: Val and Gary. And then it would be Richard and Laura Avery, Sid and Karen Fairgate, and Kenny and Ginger Ward, all played by Joan Van Ark, Ted Shackelford, Don Murray, Michelle Lee, Constance McCashin, John Plachette. Kim Langford and James Hawden, in which in the first season it would talk about the struggles and the problems that all four couples were facing. Gary and Val restarting their own life and even confronting their past experiences. Richard and Laura would have probably one of the most volatile marriages in TV history. Sid and Karen would be the strong couple who would withstand with all odds. And lastly, and last but not least, Kenny and Ginger would be the young couple who are from two different worlds. Over here, though, in the first season, I'll talk about things such as rape, drinking, and even special guest appearances by JR, Lucy, and it would mark a beginning of confrontations, in which one it would unravel until the next season. Around season 2, we'd get the pot stirrer. As in the 1980s, with the nightly soap operas, there was always a big bad guy. But it was a she, and her name was Abby Cunningham, which would be played by the irreplaceable and amazing Donna Mills. And every part, though, is going to talk about how Abby would rise to the top. But in this one, though, she would definitely start shaking things up. First, by getting involved with Richard Avery, which is Laura's husband. And there was a very famous hot tub scene which caused a stir around that time. Now, when you see Netflix, it's just there. But anyway, now talking about it, though, it also would begin Abby scheming. And how slowly, though, how Abby would end up becoming powerful in her own terms. Around this season, though Abby, leaving the whole Abby Gary situation, though, around there it would begin the cliffhangers, in which one Sid would end up getting hit by a car, in which one it would deal with selling illegal car parts, in which one around this time, though, with his departure, it would definitely begin some changes. But it wasn't around the third season, though, that an infamous affair would begin to rise. That's when Gary and Abby would become more than just business partners. And they would end up entering into methanol because they worked for Sid and Karen over at Knots Landing Motors. But it wasn't until then, though, Karen would hold the reins after Sid's departure, in which one, at least Val's mom, finally joins, in which season 1, though, she does make a special appearance as they delve more into their relationship. But in season 3, she proves she's here to stay until season 9. But anyway, in which one Laura would evolve from the housewife who was just tired of being tired to becoming a real estate agent. And Kenny and Ginger would end up becoming parents after several affairs and drama and whatnot. And it would mark a new beginning for Val, in which one she would delve into becoming an author, which it will be expanded through the next video. Also, during this time of the affair, it wasn't Richard would lose his job and even end up on the verge of a nervous breakdown, in which one he would end up putting everyone in the family hostage. And there was some amazing episodes, and throughout the end, though, Val would end up discovering the affair. In which one, if you look through YouTube and if you look through the IG site, shout out to Back to the Cul-de-Sac and Abby Ewing taught me which one. I will definitely try to see if I can get the description down there. And anyway, this would mark not just the end of Community Spirit, but it's not until next season, though, that in this era that was the beginnings. As the 80s would progress, so did the show. And so did the fashion and everything. And in the next video, though, I'll definitely talk about season 4 to 7, in which one it'll get interesting and there will be more to talk about. As it's been 40 years, in which one we're really glad that I wanted to share this with everyone, especially those who love Knots Landing. And I have to say, though, Knots Landing was a show that if there weren't Desperate Housewives and if there weren't This Is Us, there would have never been Knots Landing. Which one it would then definitely end up starting a show about realistic portrayals of life, and even to neighborhood secrets and family drama. But just like I said earlier, Knots Landing would be a show that would that would evolve with the times. Alright, I hope everyone likes this video, and if you can, please subscribe. And also, I will be talking about more stuff. I talk about dramas, series, telenovelas, and even real life drama from here and there. I'm not a drama channel, I don't intend to be, but even fiction would be more interesting. But anyway, talk to you guys then, and hopefully see you all in the next video. Peace.